Do you sell your GPUs or do you decide to mine through the red market? Let's go ahead and discuss. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, it's a really tough question to answer. Do you sell your mining GPUs or do you mine through the red market? In this video today, we're going to discuss two avenues to go. Selling off your GPUs and your mining hardware, or staying the course and mining through it. I'm going to talk through some of my mindsets and the things that go through my mind when I'm trying to decide what I do, especially right now through the current red market. And maybe my mindset, some of the things that I bring up, will nudge you to sell or to continue mining on. So let's talk about selling your GPUs. A lot of people have reached out to me over the last week and have really shown some concern about the current state of crypto mining. If we look at Bitcoin, for example, it's down almost 10,000. If we look at Ethereum, it's down 1,000 right now. Those are some big numbers. Now, are we in a bear market? I don't know. There's no grand emperor that tells us we are in a bear market now. You know, this is new to me. I've never even been through a bear market at this point. But really what you need to look at is yourself. And you need to determine your current state and mining strategy and if it can hold up and if it can't. So as I said, a lot of you guys have reached out to me and you've shown a lot of concern. You've voiced the fact that your electric cost is so high that in the current state of profitability, you're making a negative. So a lot of you guys are reaching out, and I can't answer that for you, but what I can say is when you're mining in a negative, you really need to ask yourself two questions. Do you need the profitability from your crypto weekly or monthly to pay bills, to pay for food, for shelter, for a mortgage, for anything, any life-sustaining items? Do you need that money? If you do, this is a really scary time for you, and I really feel sorry for you. Now, crypto mining is not for everyone. Everybody takes a different path with it. Some people think it's a get-rich-quick avenue. Other people get into it for long-term investments and mindsets. So if you're in a situation right now, I'm sorry, I feel really sorry if you're scared and if you're concerned on your day-to-day. I always recommend to people, and this is not a told you so moment, but I always recommend to people, do not get into crypto mining with any life savings, with your 401k, with big investments. Only invest into crypto what you can lose. Only put in $10,000 if you're okay with it being gone tomorrow. And this week is a great example of that. So if you're asking yourself that question and you're really in a bad financial place now because of the market taking a slight swing over the last week, you may need to sell your stuff. You may have to. It's just such a shame though, because I know you've tried so hard to get a hold of these GPUs. I know what it's like. I played the game. I can totally understand. It's very difficult to get a hold of this stuff and then to get it up and to get it mining and to cash it out and with the fees and everything. I totally understand, guys, but you need to ask yourself that question. Now, let's swap over and talk about, do you mine? And do you continue through this? So mining is a fantastic hobby, and it definitely can become a full-time job. Especially it can become fully lucrative to the point where crypto mining is how you make money. It is how you pay your bills. It is your livelihood. But you really have to ask yourself, in times of the red, where we are currently right now, what do you do? Now, I'm fortunate in my situation. I have a full-time job, 9 to 5 every day. It pays for my bills, it pays for my family, it pays for my cost of living. But it's a hobby for me. So when the market flips like it is right now and it's going into a negative, I'm not really concerned. In my mind, I'm mining on. I'm mining through the red or the bear market, whatever we're going to call it, whatever title or tag we're going to give this giant dip right now. And some of you guys are in that situation where you're able to keep mining because for you, you're looking at your yield. What is your yield right now? How much Ethereum Classic can you make right now? How much Ravencoin can you make, or Ergo, or Firo, or Flux? When the difficulty starts to drop, give it a week, guys. we're going to start to see difficulty on a variety of different algorithms drop, because a lot of our fellow brother miners are going to have to dip out. They're going to have to turn off their rigs. They're going to have to stop mining. They're going to have to sell their GPUs because they can't afford it. There's a lot of you guys, a few people that reached out from California, and they're like, I pay 37, 38 cents right now per kilowatt, and my rigs, good example, 470s, my rigs are actually costing me money to run right now versus being profitable, especially if you guys are still on Ravencoin. And I feel for you. I really, as I smash my microphone, I feel for you. I really do. As a fellow miner and as a hobbyist, I love this hobby. I love this community, and I love everything about it with the technology piece. But if you can financially afford it, I recommend you put your head down and you keep mining. If you can afford it though. And that's a really big question that you guys need to ask yourselves. So a week ago, 2 weeks ago actually, I released my Mining Strategy 2022, and the market was in a totally different place than it is right now. But I'm thankful. My mining strategy hasn't changed. I'm going to continue mining Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Ergo, Flux. The one thing I have changed over the last, I'd say 2 weeks, is I've pivoted off of Ravencoin. It's not profitable for me to mine anymore, especially on my 470s. It's actually more profitable right now, especially this week in the red, to mine Ethereum Classic. And I really do feel Ethereum Classic has more legs, it has more longevity. The ceiling has more opportunity right now in 2022. That's a great one to chat about, is look at what algorithms you're mining. Right now, when the market starts to dip and go into the red, where can you go ahead and invest some of your hash power in hopes that that will go ahead and pop here towards the end of 2022, whenever that'll be, or when proof of stake hits? That's a big question I ask myself right now when difficulty is in question. As we talked about, we're going to see the difficulty swing here. Our trigger happy fellow miners are going to sell. I've seen it already. I've checked online. Great example. I've started to see the RX 580 8 gig cards in my area, which are very common on my channel. I saw some of them around $500 months ago. They're now down to $250. 470s, I love the cards. RX 470 4 gig cards, Sapphire Nitro is my bread and butter. Those cards are now, lowest I've seen just this week, $180 when they were $250 not too long ago. So things are shifting. I wouldn't say the 3000 series cards are quite there yet, but things are shifting. Ask your fellow miners, talk to your community. They're gonna tell you, especially in my Discord, if you guys need a community to talk these things through, to get someone else's thoughts on, hey, here's where I am, here's what I'm thinking, join the Hobbyist Miner Discord community. We have almost 5,000 members, and the community is phenomenal. A lot of really nice people in there, very easily able to answer questions for new people or people that are in situations. Now, don't come asking for direct answers. No one's gonna tell you to sell your GPUs, but people will share their opinions. If I was in your shoes, here's what I would do. So, by the end of this video, maybe I've nudged you in one direction or another. Are you ready to sell your mining GPUs? Hopefully come out even and get back into things at a better time? Or do you put your head down? Do you continue mining? And as we like to say, will you mine on? Well guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Take care.